Oh, looks like that's gonna work. All we had to do was leave and come back, hopefully. All right, let's take a look. See here. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look. We are here, hopefully. Hopefully, I was already having trouble with Rumble Studio. It was a Rumble issue, not a Linux issue. So now I need to do the very hard part of going to my feed, refreshing, and making sure that I'm at least moving. All right. I can officially start the show now that Zed has arrived. That was scary. You do all this prep work in the morning, and then when it comes to the moment of the truth where you actually start the stream, it tells you it's not going. Yeah, that really sucks when it does that. Um, so let's see here. Oh, what's up, Cornite? What's up, Hungar? Everybody's showing up today. Let's say hello. And I just got to return a message to a viewer real quick here. Right now. Who's also asking about the airbrush. So let's see here. I just took an inventory. So I need 3 of these guys. All right. 3 of these guys and 2 of these guys. Okay, so 2 spearmen for 1 unit to have 10, 3 archers for the archer unit to have 10, and then the rest, if I double check my math here, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, I don't like the way that sounded. I said 6, 7 by mistake there. The rest are going to go into their next unit. So I'll have when I get another box at some point or find some of these guys used, I will have 30 after I paint 3 more. And the reason why it's an odd number is because I took 1 wolf away. That would normally be 8. 1 wolf away, and I put a night goblin. I put a night goblin on a wolf and made him into a shaman with some conversion work. And yeah, I'm gonna show that guy right now. And let's just let's do that. Get rid of that and that, and we'll boot up the camera. But yeah. So I only have 2 characters. I got to get another box of characters at some point for my Wolf Riders, and then maybe a boss on a chariot. Because one of these days I am going to have a Goblin Con army. And that's kind of what this is about. Step by step. This will not be overnight. This will not be a project I take on. What I did was I stripped a whole ton of these guys. I had 12 that I had painted up a long time ago. So freaking long ago I could barely remember. I used up almost all my alcohol to give them a bath. And now they're on the table. The Terminators, I'm down to the last one. I'm down to the organ gun, which won't go away. I can't get away from the organ gun. And so let's see what this thing does. I got this spray pot here, which I think is pretty cool. Spent like, what else did I? Oh yeah, I bought some paintbrushes. You know, because I was trying to, you know, every now and then, let's get this big camera up. This is kind of relevant. I haven't talked about paintbrushes for a while. So, oh, what's up, Historical? Oh yeah, I've seen that. I'm not going to buy the really old one that has an orc hand. I have a rock lobber upstairs, which will bring me to 2 rock lobbers that I bought a while ago. Like I said, this is the year of the back catalog, and I added these guys to my back catalog because they were something that I really wanted to get out of the way. I even took some pieces from the Goblin box I got over there to chop off arms and make sure that these guys are exactly what I need them to be before painting them. and I gave them a little bit of primer, but I was on brushes. Okay, so I really thought that this would be, usually these Zens are pretty good, and this thing's not so good. I'm not going to be, no matter how much I use this, I'm not going to be able to train this brush. Oh, hold on, I got to make myself tiny. And I got to be tiny, 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 tiny. All right, yeah. So I got this brush right here. I usually do like the Zen Klonskis, but this is Langnickel, I guess. It's not a Klonsky, so I'm never going to be able to use this brush to the effect that I thought that I would. So that's good to know. I have, how many of those did I buy? Oh, that's the problem. Look at this. So I guess this is a completely different brand. Okay. And my ADD brain wanted Zem Klonsky Sable Rounds. Okay. But that's okay. So I wasn't out brushes. I just bought the wrong kind. This is artificial. This is real sable. If it's not sable, it's crap. I would dare anybody to find me a brand of brush that isn't sable, that is not crap. Right? Okay, so these, I swear by these, and I also swear by the... let me get this off here. The Pure Red Royals, I swear by these. I really like these. This is a size 3, like this one right here. This brush is like my primary brush right now, so I wanted to buy a backup for it. I swear by those. This is just an old, this is an old one of these right here, a number 4 Zem. And it's usually my dry brush. This is like my detail brush. But yeah, I'd like to get into this a little bit. So that means these wolves have got to be gray. I have some Regiment Gray that we're going to throw into this bad boy, into this maw. We're going to see how fast we do it. But I'm wondering if I should do the bases first. I think I might do the bases first. We'll give this a good shake. Put that right there. Get this up. Put it right here. Boom. Okay. Put that over there. That over there. That over there. So, let's see here. I gotta get that there. Ooh, we can use that. All right, so we'll go with the gray. We'll need a... You know what color I've come to really like for brown? Is umber. And I think we're going to do the umber first, then the gray. Because umber's kind of a gentle color in my opinion. But I really want to see, as we get this thing fired up, we're going to put 1 drop of flow improver in. Well, that was a little bit more than 1 drop, but we'll get a Q-tip here. There we go, just a little bit. Get some of that soaked up. I think 9 ought to do it. 9 ought to do it. I'll get this guy out of the way. Oh, now I got one of these. Ah, never mind. We don't have one of those. Damn. Okay. A little bit powerful. Maybe too powerful. And we're just going to kind of hit the base of these guys real quick with the umber. And the reason why I'm starting with the base is because I want to get a feel for how this thing will work. And so far it's amazing. But on top of that, further to the point, I think my pressure's too high. Let's take a look. Let's see if I can do some fine work here. This one. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. Oh shit. Like 10 times more accurate than my Badger. Of course my Badger was used. It was a little bit of a starter brush. I wanted to start somewhere. I wanted another Badger, but this was there. And I just kind of said to myself, let's live a little. Yeah, you know that sort of bag there. All right, that's actually awesome. All right, I think we're rocking and rolling now. Let's get 2 more scoops. I think we're gonna go quick. Let's see here. Okay. Jeez Louise, this is actually pretty good here. The way that it's just like going into the way that I can just control the brush is just awesome. I'm going to have to get that ultrasonic cleaner today to make sure that I keep this thing good. Like, I'm in there, I didn't even get any on the Goblin's face. And if I wanted to, I could just base coat his bow like that. Bam! Get the top of his arrows here. Something about Wolf Riders for me is, there's some of the... I think they're one of the best units in the Orcs and Goblins army. They're fast, and sometimes they just spike it. They just do amazing things. Goblin Wolf Riders, like, one time in a tournament, I had a unit of Goblin Wolf Riders fail their animosity test, take a normal move towards the enemy unit, the closest enemy. I put them out there on the periphery, and this was the second turn. So I moved 18 inches. They took a normal move, and then they made like a triple boxcar charge against a Skaven warp lightning cannon, and they killed all the dudes on that warp lightning cannon, and that that put a wrench in his plans there. So you just never know what you're gonna get with these guys. Really? And then it clogs. Like first time out. We're going to back off the needle a little bit. There we go. Turn up the pressure. There we go. That got it. That got it. That got it. We're going to have to keep work moving here. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, that there we go. Maybe that didn't get it. Oh man, this is like that kid in the that Christmas special. Let's see if we can just get this globber out. Otherwise, we have to start again. All right, hold on. Shouldn't be having that much trouble, but I guess we are. Okay. Try that. Oh man. Get that going. Let's try that. We'll try to keep the workflow going because, you know, if I sit there and I run my mouth, there we go. It's going to clog up on me, so let's keep it going. Which is okay with me. I mean, you know, you gotta burn rubber when you're using an airbrush, I think. And as you can see, it's just going again. I'll take it. And it's accurate. I'll take it. I like it. All right, let's do this guy now. Oh, he's got a little bit of leather on him. Let's do this arm thing here. I like how I can actually just whisk one part of it. Usually I want to be careful with the burnt umber. My experience is if you put too much thinner and flow improver in it, the paint doesn't really work. And so you got to have that just a little bit of thinner in there to keep it from globbing. Globbing is a thing when you're airbrushing, you know. I don't know if I'd say I'm fairly new to airbrushing. I've been doing it for a little while, but I don't do it all the time. You get the same pile of shame. Yeah, you guys got to paint your pile of shame, dude. I mean, that's what Warhammer's about, not having a pile of shame. You want to be the guy who shows up to the tournament with everything painted and they hate you for it. Oh wait, I'm that guy. They hate me for it. They literally do. Gamers are furious. There. All right. Just enough to finish our homeboy here. He's got an orc skull. I don't know what kind of skull this is on his helmet here, but we're gonna Give it a little bit of brown. I do like the accuracy on this brush. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, this is going to be a more boring stream today, but if anybody has any gaming news, don't be afraid to, like, hit me up on the Instagram and tell me about it. One thing I wanted to talk about today, but I just decided to go full Iwata and do the painting stream instead, was I've noticed that I was just poking around battle reports, and I watched one by Tabletop Tactics, a Warhammer the Old World battle report, and the thing that I noticed about that battle report was it was fake. It was a fake battle report. About 20 minutes in, they said that these Bretonnian knights had passed a leadership on double ones. They stayed with insane courage. And I was just sitting there thinking, this is scripted. Do you know how big a deal? Do you know how big a deal double ones is on a double ones is on a battle report? Like, when somebody rolls up a pair of snake eyes, when you get a snake eyes roll, it's a big deal. And you're going to sit there and try to tell me you didn't get that on camera? With all the money that Tabletop Tactics has, all the work that they put into a battle report, they didn't get that double one roll on camera? I'm calling bullshit on that. You know, so I noticed that some of these bigger channels are engineering slop content battle reports, not real battle reports, fake battle reports. That's as gay as a second coat of paint, if you ask me. Why would you engineer a battle report? Go make sure we use up all of this. But I think I'm going to... That'll probably be an 11-minute video because it's just dishonest. It really does create this... I think it creates a disingenuous version of the hobby. Of course. Oh, my caps lock is on. Okay. Every now and then, if I don't touch my computer, it times out, and I go to the login screen. What's your guys' take on that? Like, I know that Games Workshop, they use scripts and stuff all the time, and they're building a narrative. Like, I don't even want... There's a reason I don't have a Warhammer Plus subscription. Because, let's face it, Warhammer Plus is absolutely worthless. Okay, so now I want to try this thing. Now that I'm done with this color. Let's get a little bit of a thinner in there. Okay. And we'll go. And we'll, Ooh, we don't have any water. That's the big thing. That's okay. We got shit tons of thinner. I forgot to bring my my bottle of water. Will refill my bottle of water. Oh, I got just enough here. I want to try this out. I'm going to remove that. Now we can remove that needle just a little bit, I feel. Spray everything in there. We'll get our next crummiest brush. I remember why I kept this brush. This is the... Okay, this is actually working really good. Hold on. All right. Last but not least, get a little paper towel. Stick our finger in there. Now, we're ready. We're reloading the next color. I think we're going to do the green before the gray. The gray is just going to be a series of washes. So, I heard that globber fall out onto my leg. Okay. We're ready. We're reloaded, gentlemen. Let's get this going. Well, okay. I will tell you this about the Airbrush Survivor 7835. I will tell you this. Ever since I've gotten one, my productivity has gone up. I'm going to say by about 30%. Usually what would take me 2 hours of dry brushing, let's say I get a clutch of miniatures here, like I got here, 2 hours of dry brushing cut down to about an hour of prep work. Like I'm talking dry brushing all my base coats on. All of that stuff is just gone. What you're going to see me do now, and I'm not trying to sell you on this. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. Like I'll show you a very early airbrush job that I did. Hold on. This is my troll hag. This is my first airbrush job. I mean, to me it looks almost gold demon, but she took literally 1/2 the time to paint than if I did it with the just the standard dry brush method and wash method. The most time consuming part was this net that's filled up with a bunch of different crap. But like every part of her that I painted individually before putting her on the base and everything, and the colors and just kind of the mixture. This is just orange wash that I spray painted on and everything like that. Yeah, that's why you airbrush. It creates a good workflow, in my opinion. Then we're going to take our Verde green, and we're going to do we're going to put a base down for our goblin flesh. Oh, Firstborn, what's up? Oh, whoops. I don't want to click that. I was going to pin. All right. A scripted battle report has to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard about in the hobby in a long time, but they're doing it. They're doing a scripted battle report. That's the problem. It's like I mean, if the Bretonian Knights actually did stand on double ones, Don't you think they would have filmed it? Wouldn't they have filmed it? Zoom in a little bit more. So good thing about inks is let's give this a test here. Oh yeah, that action's really good. So we're gonna go for like their faces now, their arms. And then just like that, the green, the base that I'm going to use for their green is on, you know? Let's try it on a brighter guy here. This guy's got kind of a brighter... Midori. Oh, be careful there. Don't spray it at the computer. Oh, you can't really see what I'm doing. I'm going to have to change the setup a little bit here so you can actually see me go after the miniature a little bit with the airbrush. Like there you can see what I'm doing. But when I change angles, you know, I don't claim to be a professional. I'm not next level painting. I'm not like, yo dog, I'm so good at this. Actually, I'm glad I'm not next level painting, but he's an alright guy. I mean, I could just get their toes like this. This is actually kind of neat. I am getting a little bit of spillage, but it's nothing serious. First time using it, it clogs. This thing kind of has like a good in and out, but look, watch this, watch this. Nope. Whoops. Too much. I can just kind of bully the paint around. I want to go down just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't want to be too powerful. Done. And so, as you see, as I work through these base coats, Survivor, I'm already past all this green, and then I can go right to the gray, and then I could go right into the brushwork. Once I pass the greenery phase. I mean, I've still got some crude technique. I got to learn a little bit more control. But, you know, I do have a love of learning new things, and airbrush is still kind of new to me. Okay, let's get a drop of, let's get this stuff out of the brush a little bit here. A little bit more than that. Work, please. There we go. I got to remember to bring a bottle of water to help me clean out. So just like that, you're clean, ready to go. We're gonna take the needle out, run just a few drops of paint thinner through there, turn up the pressure. All right. We're going to do, oh, we need just a drop of flow improver. I think we're good there. Okay, that ought to be good. We're going to get our Goblin green on these guys. Then we're going to go to gray on the wolves. Then we'll make sure we spray paint the bases. I don't think we'll need a lot of this either. All right, I think we're ready. here. And you see what that does? Hell yeah. There you go. Now when we do our brush work, it's going to be just a little bit of Goblin green, but I always like to dry brush the muscles with the moot and a mixture of this Goblin green, okay? Because this right here, the War Boss green, Goblin Green Air is almost a dead ringer. I'd say it's a little creamier in appearance, but not bad. Not bad. Focus energy block. Who's that queer? Oh, Goobertown. Yeah, we're gonna relax today. I'm Bob Ross. I actually have an idea. If I move the camera just a little bit like that, you might actually... Yeah. Be able to see me do this a little bit better. There we go. Hell yeah. Ah, I'm out of space. Get that crap out of there. All right, take this homeboy. He's no... Meatwad, you're up next, and you're on the squad. So when I go to paint my Death Guard Terminators that I got upstairs, this Iwata is going to be put to the test. Again. I might be done with 25 something models before Easter. And I can thank my airbrush for it. Here we go. Just that quick, baby. I'll get up the chat as soon as I clear the green. And I'll turn on my computer again as soon as I clear the green. But I haven't done this for a while. I know I want to bring back the paint stream. The problem is people don't really watch those, you know? I don't have a gimmick. I'm not the best airbrusher or painter on the planet. I'm just kind of a guy who's looking to get things done. And that's kind of important for me. All right, we've cleared the green. We're back in. Okay, let's see what we got here. Jervis Johnson and Andy Chambers admitted that. Well, I can see that from a magazine perspective. From a magazine perspective, yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. Go ahead and over-engineer the fuck out of everything. I do know that back in the day they would probably play 2 to 4 games, and they would write those articles and battle reports in segments. They would write those battle reports up in segments. And so there is that. But that was back before the days of online video where you can do... That was back before the days of online video where you could just, do it in about half the time. Here we go. Oh God, let it rip. My crap brush. Let it rip. All right, here we go. Clean that off. Back off that needle a little bit. One more little spritz. Coming down to the final colors here, actually, on this. There we go, nice and clean. And these have to be gray wolves. And I know for a fact, just by shaking that, I want some thinner in there. Right at the base. Our flow improver. I mean, I don't even hear that BB running around in there. Ugh, shake it out. All right. I think 8 will be enough. God, that thing still has a lot of power. I think that'll be just enough power for my needs. Okay, we're on to the gray phase. We're going to just get the little base coat of gray on these wolves. The reason why we saved gray for last is because the green and the brown we're going to get everywhere, and you have more control over the wolf. I'd say I have more control over the wolf than I would the actual rider. You know, but this is like, we'll do this for the metals as well here. Just kind of missed it. Make sure we get rid of that primer. Look at that. Look at that. That is like, that is approaching, I want to say 35%. And there are a lot of people who I understand, like, it's an expensive setup. This, I spent almost $300 yesterday at a real hobby store. Not a game shop. Oh my god, I can't believe how accurate this thing is, really. I'm like painting this little fur hat. Effortlessly there. Not a bad color. Just for what this did, you know. I mean, we get the bases painted brown and everything. You know, it's just, life's on. One thing about battle reports I do know that's gaining in popularity is people are going back to older editions of 40K. I know Crown of Command has already been doing that for quite some time, but I'm seeing more channels pop up for people who are playing like 4th edition and 2nd edition. I haven't seen anything for 5th, but I'm sure it's out there. I talked with Coronite a while back about like Roster bloat. That's a huge problem in the armies right now. There's too many choices in the armies, and if they release something, they have to make sure that that choice is good and shifts the meta completely, so that you buy the miniatures. Fucked up a little bit there, but that's okay. So roster bloat, too many army bloat. That's what's tanking 40K in my opinion. There's too many goddamn armies out there. We're trying to make them all relevant in some way. Just one more drop. This Iwata is badass. This is badass. Look at this. If I wanted to, I could actually wash this, but we'll do the brown and then maybe we'll put the black wash on the orcs. I mean on the wolves themselves. Like, I've only fucked up once and put a little bit of gray on one of these guys' tunics. From exercise and browsing eBay, were you doing reps and then shopping at the same time? That's power shit right there. I do that. The only miniature buy I want to make are some river trolls and stone trolls of the old style. Okay. Our grays on the wolves. You can't argue. You can't argue the results, gentlemen. Let's load up our next color. There she blows. Power. Nice and clean. Let's take a look at that needle, though. Oh, yeah. I do like how this kind of goes like down and in. Get just a drop of alcohol in there. Back it up one more time. Make some sediment. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. Here we go. Want to be about right there with the needle. Throw this bad boy back on. This time we're going to need some of the good stuff. 1, 2. We're not taking any chances. We're not going to flush it either. Okay. Let's just take a little bit of that. Okay. I'm gonna throw some of this in our pipe and smoke it. And that was Regiment Gray. I actually like this color. Regiment Gray. I've been waiting to try these colors out a lot more. This one I just started using right away. It's a good paint. Like, I review Goblin Green Air Color by Army Painters, War Paints, 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. I'm not a huge fan of Pro, or I think this is Monument. I hate this gold. Kind of sucks. It's, you know, I'm gonna have to give it to Games Workshop. Nothing touches Retributor Gold. I'm sorry. Retributor Gold is just it's as good as Devlin Stone was back in its day. If anybody remembers that. All right, here we go. Ooh. Too high. Okay, let's do these. Let's take our first guy. And we're just gonna get the brown on the base, baby. Bam! Look at that. Bam! You're gonna sit there and tell me, oh, airbrush isn't that great, you know? And this is to finish the 2 units that are in the closet. Unit of Archer Wolf Riders and a unit of Spear Boys. Wait on that. Add another drop of brown. I mean, I've gotten a little bit on the wolf's feet, but that's okay. There you go. And again, this just makes work easier. You know, I mean, you can see what I've done to these miniatures in like a flat few minutes here. It hasn't been a few minutes, but I'm working 5 at a time, washing the wolves with the dark paint. Just going to keep going here. I'm going to keep going on this. Yeah. You guys talk to me after the stream on the comments. And if you're on Rumble, don't forget to leave a like on whether or not I should do the paint stream and bring that back. I mean, again, like I said, these aren't really that popular. I mean, another update is, you know, the boycott didn't go over so well as I anticipated. I already talked about how it wouldn't go over well. They're already back. They've already recovered that $3. They went down, and they at plus 15 cents as of the last time I checked their share price. You know, soy boys are gonna soy out. It's totally Malibu Stacy. I blame the esports environment to a degree. Oh my god, how does it get on the front of the goddamn brush? That's all I want to know. Like I dump it in the trash can and then it just gets on the front of the brush. Here we go. Last but not least, working the needle because I'm doing a wash. All right. And look at that. That's already dried. So I can just move on to my little wash here. that over there. First thing I'm going to do before I do that is I'm going to take out some of my metal, which I know I had out. There it is. Where is it? All right. And this wash is essentially for the wolves themselves. But before I do that, I noticed this guy's got his arm. He's got armor on his wolf, so we're gonna hurry up and paint that. But I have a feeling that's the future of gaming, playing the older versions of the game, playing advanced Dungeons & Dragons or 3.5 rather than the latest slop that Hasbro put out. Because I don't want to waste a bunch of metallic, we're going to hurry up and do his spear point. But I'm also thinking that this army, if and when I ever get it done, it's probably going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 50, maybe 60, 50 wolf riders, not to mention every chariot I can get. I'll have to bend some of the rules, but that's okay. If somebody themes an army, you just... There we go. Did I miss any armor? Nope. Should make sure that we get his metallics on. There we go. They consume because they've been taught to consume. They've been taught to, people have been conditioned to consume for ages. You know, you go into the public school system, what's the first thing they don't teach you? Frugality? The first thing they don't teach you is any type of frugality. They don't teach you shit in public school. They don't even teach you how compound interest works, and that's by design. They want you paycheck to paycheck. Well, the big problem. Okay, so that's a good one. Historical. I've noticed a lot of channels that were talking about boycotts or just annoyed with GW and said no more and are still hyped for the newest models. That's because everybody wants to become a GW partner. Everybody that's why they don't swear on their channels. That's why they don't talk to you like a human being, is because they want to be some kind of like GW partner. And let's face it, that just gets you a free box of soldiers every now and again. And so they'll make a new product, and if you play in that army, like this, or they're especially guilty of this for orcs. If you're playing orcs, there was a time when you had to have an all buggy list. You had to have the Rucka trucks, the Boomdaka Snaz wagons, the Shock Jump dragsters. Your entire army had to be jets and buggies, because that's what they released. And that is bullshit. That is complete and total bullshit. Where it's like you go back. Let me put this one in chat. Hold on. I'm gonna put this game in chat. Just go to YouTube real quick. Oh, did I save? Save. I'm subscribed to these guys. They're just two guys in the UK playing games. They do Kings of War from time to time. Not really interested in Kings of War anymore. But hold on, let me go into their channel. It was 13 days ago. They did a battle report. Warhammer 40k 3rd edition battle report. Here we go. Let me let it load up here so I can pause it. All right. And this is Bring and Battle Wargaming. Paste. I'm going to post that in chat. Should come through on both sides. It'll probably just get posted in Rumble. But they played a game of 3rd edition, Space Wolves vs. Orcs. And I followed every instance of that game just by listening, and I knew what was happening. And it didn't seem like one side had the better, other than the guy's damage for his orcs on the Shooter Boys was spiking because he was rolling hot that night. And they mentioned that he was rolling hot by about the 3rd turn, because every time he clattered off a bunch of shots with his Shooter Boys, a couple of Space Marines would fall down dead. And this is back in the day when Space Marines only had one fucking wound. Not 4 for a Terminator, not 7 for a Death Shroud Nurgle piece of shit. Just 1 wound. I mean, you go into 30k. 2+ armor save in 2nd edition. That's the equivalent of wearing a t-shirt depending on what you're fighting. There's breaching, which is a fucking mean as fuck rule. Breaching, if you have breaching 4+ on a 4+, you're taking off a hull point, or you're losing your armor save and you're going to your invulnerable save or cover save. That's what breaching does. And then there's also rending. Rending's another thing, but that's been a rule forever. So out of all the things that the game did, you know, I mean, he's shooting him. He's shooting. Orcs are dying, but there's a lot of orcs on the table, and it's just a really good back and forth. It's not engineered slop. Like, I watch these battle reports like 40k in 40 minutes, and I watch these people having this incredible experience playing the game, and I'm calling bullshit. That's not what 40k is like. That's not what 40k is like. If I tried any one of the orc lists that those guys did in like 40k in 40 minutes or whatever, like my friends would not only laugh at me, they'd be like, what gay-ass corner of the internet list did you get this piece of shit from? Shove that army up its own ass and then kick it off a cliff. What part of, oh, it sounds like you know these guys, historical. What part of the UK are they hailing from? Part of the UK are they hailing from? And then last but not least, just load up a little bit of wash here. Where is it? I bought one. There it is. I'm going to try dark tone on the wolf fur real quick. Just unadulterated dark tone. 8, 9 with 1 drop of water. Give that a shot. And we're going to wash up the fur with this dark tone. You can actually hit some of the Goblin with the dark tone just a little bit, like... But, and I think the game was simpler back then. It was way better. Instead of, like, reading... having to have a degree in 40K every 3 months because an army got released. There we go. See how it works on this old homeboy here. Roster bloat, army bloat. That, you know, if they got rid, I think they need to get rid of like 6 factions in 40K, or create another game, or just go back to the first original like 13. Because they've also shown a willingness to not like to make it sure that it doesn't work. I think it would be a better... Okay, here we go. What I'm trying to say is I think it would be a better business plan for Games Workshop if they did an edition of 40K every 6 years. Every 6 years. So they actually take the time to write an edition, make it good, play test it, release it, and then the other thing that they need to do with that is they need to take out the codex system. No more army books. Everything's going to be live and updatable as it needs it, as soon as the e-gamers go out and break something. I think the lifespan of an edition of 40K should be 6 years. Maybe 7. Oh, I've seen those new Wolf Rider models that they've got, the new AOS Wolf guys and everything. Yeah, those are cool models. But again, who are these even for? Who are these models even for? Have you seen how hard the kits have gotten lately? The kits are fucking retarded hard. They are a lot of them are just like, you got, like my friend gave up. He can build anything. He gave up on those Castellax robots. He opened them up and he's like, I'm just going to 3D print what I need because I am not putting together like a 150 piece kit for my normal build out, you know? And so they also charge, like, I'm afraid to buy one of those fell blades and see just how much of a mess that is. They call them expert kits. Everything is becoming a boutique expert kit. I don't know about you. The models don't need to be that fucking detailed. Just go back to the days of Black Reach where I take the orc off, I put his head on, I put him on the base, and I'm done. That's where your models need to be. That's what you need. If you want to have monoposed models that people can't really fuck with a whole lot, go back to that. Oh, because people converting miniatures is cutting into our bottom line. It's taking food out of our mouths. We're gay. Fucking get me started on those homos. Fucking A. I like what this dark tone is doing to the wolves. So when I go to dry brush them, it'll be pretty good. There we go. All right. We're done. Stop buying new models. I do hate dynamic single pose. Yeah, dynamic single poses suck. Just give us something that we just stick on the arms. The gun is already attached to the goddamn arm, and let us build it. I don't know about you. I don't want to spend... God, what was it? It was an afternoon just building the beast boss on Squigosaur. It was an afternoon building that. You know, I mean... Sure, the model's cool, but I just don't have the time to do both. I don't have the time to do both. I mean, people. I mean, when I go back to my my last Angry Tabletop Nerd show and I talk about mastering time, we are essentially just renting our lives, parts of our lives. That's it. We're just renting it. We don't get to have all this time to build an army, paint an army, and then, oh, new edition, new book, everything's fucked, everything you have sucks, ha 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 ha, and that's where they've gone. That's exactly where we've ended up. That's where we've gone, and you're in the grind again. It's not, it used to be about collecting. Hey, we have these products. We would appreciate it if you bought our products. And we're writing, and I just recently finished the 6th edition Warhammer Fantasy Rulebook, really studying that book and everything. And I've been watching battle reports and I'm going to go through and I've been going through the appendices. And I think the problem is we don't really understood what we had back then and how superior it was compared to today's trash. We had it good. We had it good. That there. I'm going to clean off the needle real good. Oh, it's a lot of alcohol. But it's for the needle. I bought an extra needle. There we go. Nice and clean. Ew. Ah. Get there. Let's go back. Right there. Okay, and then a little bit of water. All right, the light is green, the trap is clean. That was the Iwata. Okay, so let's look over what we got here. Just by judging these guys at first glance, just by looking at these guys, I'm going to say I probably have less than 2 hours to finish. Once that wash dries, I can dry brush the wolf fur, and then with a little bit of the regiment gray and some white, mostly a little bit of white. These ones will be brighter, and then or I can mix a little bit of off-white in with the gray. I have some options. I just pick out the metallics. I do some reds. I can start doing the shafts of the spears themselves, like. Here, we can just start doing the bow. Right now, we'll just pick it out. Boom. A little bit of Xandri dust. Let some of that brown shine through. Okay, that's done. Where's our metallic? Where did it go? There it is. Grab a little bit of metal. Do the bottom portion. Okay, that looks good. And then what do we got here? He's got a little bit of light armor on that you can't really see. So you got any other metallic? No, that's all the metallics he has. That's all the metallics he has. Let's just take a look and see what it's going to take. All right. I'm going to grab one miniature real quick. So the one that I'm color matching is wearing a little bit of black clothing. His tunic is black, so I'm going to do 3 black tunics, which is really easy. Watered down Necromancer cloak has become one of my favorite colors. Put some thinner in there. It's been good. It's been good to me. So we're just going to kind of pick out his tunic. Oh, I found some more metallics. Okay. Get that gray. That'll be gray. That little fur pit right there. Okay. Let's go back and finish his light armor. And I think what this does is it gives you a product that you can come back to over time. Now, this is just like okay for 3 feet away once you fix his wrist strap and his pants a little bit. His pants are just going to be a common leather color. We'll get his wrist strap on. Get that into the work zone. Highlight the umber with the snake bite. Means we're going to need a lot of it. Do up some of that wood. Little leather strap there. Hit his ass a little bit. And you can see I'm just kind of dragging it across there on the parts that I can see. So his trousers are done. Let's finish that wrist strap. And then he's got another wrist strap, of course. I have just enough metallic out to finish that. Now I'm looking in there really hard. I can't see the other side of that wrist strap, so I'm not going to paint it. We're going to start his teethus a little bit. We'll do the wolf teeth a little bit here. Just the base for the teeth. the teethuses. Put a little bit on there for the claws. These guys do have some pronounced toenails. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to wipe all that off. Got just enough. Dot of metal. Okay, that's done. Autism is taking over. A little bit of autism. To see how fast it's... How long have we been going here? Oh, 2 hours. Okay. See, the paint streams take forever. And it's about 2 to 1 on this, so I'll do a drop. And I'm just looking for a good green. And then we're going to just start, like, finishing the goblin flesh. So I like bright green goblins. That earring on his left ear is optional. You can't really see it all that well. But the question is, will autism demand it? I'll know. And now the rest of the world knows that I might not paint that earring. Woo! There you go. Now he's tabletop ready. He's tabletop ready. I'm still going to go a few more phases beyond this. I think what we can do here is we can... I mean, if I put some grass on him, he's done. See, it's easy. Anybody can paint one. There are some things you can still do. I'm going to do those things right now. I'm really liking this off-white. We're going to get the red. We're going to get this red out. We got some red. I like the off-white because I only have to touch little things. So we got those wolf fangs kind of done. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of claws. And go for his toenails. I might see a thumbnail every now and then. This guy's tooth right here. His other 2 teeth. Okay. We're going to take a little bit of gray, just a touch. Mix it with our off-white. Highlight that little tuft of fur that he's got on his belt. And then we'll highlight this. See what that does for it? Okay. And that'll probably, yeah, that'll be really good. All right. 2 colors down for the highlight on the wolf. 1, 2. Ah, 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 ah. Add a touch of gray. Ah, 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 ah. We'll do that with a different brush. We'll let those colors simmer for a second. Sure that bottom of the patch is good. Okay, done. All right, here we go. I'm going to use our red real quick. What the hell? I thinned this down yesterday. Really? Well. Okay. Really? What could have dried that out? Good hell. I was using this color yesterday and I thought I mean, it's completely jellified in there. Like, look at that. I don't know what happened to this color. It was fine yesterday. I only added a little bit of water to it and look at that. What the hell? Okay. Thank you. It's done. I get you. All right. Fair enough. I'm not even getting the BB out of that. Gonna have to find a good air color for Mephiston. What we were gonna do with the red. This is why I started with umber. I'm gonna hurry up and take those arrows out. Now, if I were a real painter, I'd also highlight with a little bit of orange, but we're not gonna do that. Hell yeah. There we go. Alright. Any other red bits? No? Okay. Done. Until we do the eyes. But you don't even need to do the eyes. You don't even need to do the eyes. I mean, just look at that face right there. Trousers are done. Fingernails are done. If I wanted to, I could just stop right here on them, but I got that, wrong brush. It's the imposter brush. Little off-white. There we go. Now we're ready. Now we're ready. Now she's ready. We're ready for these to start falling off the assembly line. All right, what does autism demand now? Autism is going to demand some eyes. And there's the eye brush. We'll get our Mephiston back out. Good. 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 And now autism says, get out the gold. Because I'll know if you don't know. A little bit of there, and he's got a septum piercing. He's an SJW goblin. One last thing, and we're done. This guy's home free. You just need to highlight the base. So just think about the time that from when I started at 0 to now to having one of these done. That's kind of my case for the airbrush. The painting session actually meant something. Put our dark tone away. That's for the wolves. We need our strong tone. Three drops with 1 drop of water. And this just goes over the entirety of the rider itself. And in the wolf's mouth. Flick off the excess. Now your goblin is pretty much ready for battle. There you go. And that was the Iwata stream today. Hope you guys kind of enjoyed it. A little bit different. I got to get a different thumbnail going. This is all I had. Now I actually have a thumbnail. It's going to kick ass and take names. But I want to thank everybody who came out today for this extra long paint stream. I don't normally do that. We're calling it good at 2 hours. If you want to continue the conversation over on Rumble or Instagram, I'll be looking in the comment section there. Don't forget to leave a comment and a like over on YouTube as well. And if you need to get in touch with me, Instagrams are the best way to get in touch with me. So in case I don't see you, keep playing, keep painting, and stay metal, my friends. I've got to go to the bathroom, so I am out.